It is death that brings humility. Humility makes you to remember God. When you see a man that does not care about God, it is because he has forgotten that he is going to return back to God. He is going to stand before God. If there was no death, people would not even remember God. And like I said, when a man has forgotten God and he does not care about God, it's because he has forgotten that he is going to die. Now, kings in the Bible and kings in general, many of the kings of the world, they forget God. They insult God. They don't even care about God. Why? Because they forget that they are going to die. Belshazzar in the Bible, a king that sinned against God, the one that carried the holy objects from the temple to use and sin against God, right? He was proud and he refused to repent because he forgot about God. He forgot about death. And why did he forget about death? I'm going to tell you why. In Daniel 5, when God commanded the hand to write on the wall for judgment against Belshazzar, the whole royal assembly, they were thrown into a turmoil, and there was argument and they were confused. Then Belshazzar's mother heard what they were doing, and she entered inside to come and meet the king. The king's mother came to come and meet the king. Now let me show you something. Daniel 5 verse 10. The queen mother heard the noise made by the king and his noblemen and entered the banquet hall. She said, "May your majesty live forever. Please do not be disturbed and look so pale." Did you catch that? When she entered inside the palace, she said, the first thing she said was, "May your majesty live forever." His mother has to say, "May your majesty live forever," before she talks to him. If his own mother has to say, "May your majesty live forever," before she talks to him, then everybody that wants to talk to him will also have to say, "May your majesty live forever." So Belshazzar, the reason why he forgot God was because he forgot that he was going to die. And the reason why he forgot that he was going to die was because everybody around him told him, "May your majesty live forever," that he began to think and reason and believe that he was going to live forever. Do you understand what I'm saying? Belshazzar forgot that he was going to die because the people around him did not remind him that he was going to die. The people around him so much wished him, "May your majesty live forever," that he began to think that he will live forever. And to convince you that this is a practice that is done among many kingdoms, and this is why many kings fall, let me show you something in Daniel 6 verse 5. The people that were trying to plot against Daniel, when they went to go and meet King Darius, in Daniel 6 verse 5, they said to each other, "We are not going to find anything to accuse Daniel unless it is something in connection to his religion." So they went to see the king. Daniel 6 verse 5 to 6, I'm reading verse 6 now. So they went to see the king and they said, "King Darius, may your majesty live forever." So the people around the king so much told them, "May your majesty live forever," that they began to think that they will live forever. The people around you have a deeper influence on your life than you think. They have a more deeper influence on your life than you can understand. That's why you must be careful the people you allow around you. Daniel was a man that spoke the truth. But Belshazzar did not even know Daniel. Belshazzar was reminded of Daniel by his mother. He didn't even know who Daniel was. So he was surrounded by people that only told him what he wanted to hear. They only rubbed him, tickled his toes, massaged his back, never told him the truth. Every time they want to talk to him, they will say, "May your majesty live forever." So the man was deceived to thinking that he was actually going to live forever. So be careful the people you allow around you. their influence on you is deeper than you think. If you allow the wrong people around you, people that will not remind you of God and of death, you will actually think that you live forever. You actually think that pleasure is never going to end. You actually think that old age is never going to come. You actually think that God is not going to judge you. And my brother, I'm sorry to say, the judgment of God is coming whether you like it or not. But the question is, are you prepared for it? Be careful the friends you allow around you, because it can actually affect your eternal destination. And also, to further pass my point, to convince you of what I said concerning Belshazzar, about the fact that he forgot God and became proud because he forgot that he was going to die. And the reason why he forgot he was going to die was because the people around him so much wished him that he lives forever. May your majesty live forever, may your majesty live forever, that he actually began to think that he will live forever. To further pass my point, this thing has been scientifically proven. But if you hear something again and again, and yes, this thing has been scientifically proven, right? If you hear something again and again and again, you begin to believe it. That's why many wise men have said, and have backed up a quote that goes like this: a lie said 100 times has become the truth. Go and check what I'm saying. When you hear something again and again and again, even if it's a lie, you begin to believe it. That's just the thing. Go and check what I'm saying, and you will know that I'm not twisting the Bible, and you will see the resemblance to what happened to Belshazzar here and what happens to many kings. Because I showed you that that's what people were doing to Belshazzar, and I showed you that that's what the people were also doing to Darius, the king that came after Belshazzar. So to tell you that this is a practice among many kingdoms, many kings, many dynasties, they wish them that they live forever, and the foolish people, they end up forgetting that they are going to die, and they forget God.